So I'm pleased to be joined by Damion Cooper, the founder and president of Project Pneuma, and Joshua King, who is a student within the program. And we're talking about Project Pneuma. Signal 13 is proud to announce a new partnership with Project Pneuma. And I'm going to let the two of them talk about Project Pneuma. But I will say Signal 13 provides hardship grants and college scholarships for Baltimore City police and civilians, and the scholarships for their children. But the board feels very strongly about doing our part to help foster goodwill and a better relationship between the police and the community, especially the kids in the community. And that's where you guys come in, and you can explain it a lot better than me. Damion, do you want to talk about that synergy?
Definitely, definitely. So again, when I started this back in 2014, in my past life, I used to be the director of neighborhood relations for the council president. And I remember sitting in my office and just constantly getting calls and complaints about what the police were doing, what the community were doing, what boys were doing. And I was like, we need to get to a meeting point, right? We have so many people on social media saying that all cops are going to kill black youth. We hear that all day long. But I never heard anyone say, how can we help? How can we break up this stigma? How can we disrupt the narrative that's always put out there? And I won $10,000 back in 2014. I said, well, the money that I got, I'm going to use it to make change. And I remember going to the past mayor and the past council president and one of the past commissioners and tell them, hey, look, I want to start this program. And in this program, I want to work with Baltimore City public school students, boys in this demographic, but also to work with the incoming recruiting classes of the police department. Back then, I know 80% of the officers were not from Baltimore, who may not knew about the city, the culture, and the things like that. And I felt as though if I could bring them together at the academy and they can really see that, hey, no matter what people say or do, we are the same. We go through the same issues that each and every one of us go through. I don't care what color you are. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. We all go through some things. And if we sit and we actually have some real conversations and not walk on rice paper, we can begin to see that you're my brother, you're my sister, and we really want the best for one another. And so I remember when we started this, I got so much hate mail. I got hate texts. I got threatening letters saying that I was stupid, I was dumb for doing this work.
We're
For this
trying to bring police and the community together.
Exactly. I
Wow.
mean, I got butchered, Nancy. I really did. And I was like, well, I can easily be one of you who just complain. I can be one of you who sit behind the keyboard and just complains all day. Or I can be part of the solution and showing you that that is not true. We have bad on both ends, but the overwhelming majority, everyone wants what's best for one another. And so this is why we do this. I get an opportunity to have a conversation with the incoming recruiting classes. They get a chance to learn about the adolescent brain development. They get to learn about the stages of adolescence and why boys this age act the way they do, right? So the things they may not learn in the academy, or they may only learn a certain part of it, they get a chance to get a robust, indoctrination to it during their 30 weeks while they're in the academy. If you think about it, if you're going to the academy for 30 weeks, you're learning day in and day out about, wow, I didn't notice about West Baltimore. I didn't notice about East Baltimore. Or I didn't know, on the other end from the boys, I didn't know about your background. And then you start seeing those meeting points and those epiphany moments happening. And you begin to see each of them consoling one another, loving one another, and then not seeing each other as a police officer or a boy of color. I see you as Josh. I see you as Damion. I see you as POT so-and-so. And it becomes a family, and they begin to look forward. The POTs, we tell them all the time.
That's police training
The
for
police
people
officer
who don't know.
trainees.
Okay.
The moment you meet these boys, no matter what they've heard, when they meet you, they're going to love you. They're going to hang on to you every single word. They're going to look at you as a big brother, a big sister. And 100% of the time it has happened. And the only thing they want from them is consistency, to show up. Because so often people say, I'm going to be there, and they're there for a day and they leave. But if you're consistently there, I get to know you. I get to understand you. I get to know your likes and your dislikes. And then I get to see the bond that's being built amongst us. And so I think it's the greatest thing in the world, right? And 10 years in, I'm going to say this real quick, Nancy. As we all know what happened in 2015 during the whole Freddie Gray uprising, everyone thought the Project Pneuma was going to end. We had 25 students that year. And everyone thought like, well, this program is going to end. It's definitely us against them. That was our most pivotal year. We literally grew in that year, during that time, from 25 boys to 46 boys. We've had parents who hated the police, wondered like, why does my son still want to come when the city is burning? The boys felt safe. The officer trainees wanted them to be safe, and they kept them protected. And from there, it began to grow and flourish. So if it can flourish and grow even in the midst of turmoil, right? You can see how important it really is and how much they wanted it personally. It wasn't how bad I wanted it. They wanted to protect one another. And that kind of love, you can't put a price tag on it.